Hey guys, this is Luis. We are welcome back. I believe that by this time you have your second server installed. If you have your second server installed, please make sure that the server is completely turned off or shut down, because what we are going to do requires that the server should be shut down. Because this server is going to be our storage server, we need to have an alternate hard disk in the server besides the normal server, the normal disk, which is the drive C. So we are going to add a second hard disk to this virtual machine, so it has two hard drives. So to do this, we are going to first click new in the left pane, right pane, sorry, then go to hard disk, then we click next. Then we have some options. We can decide to either use VHD or VHDS, so we are going to use the VHDX as our option. Then we click next. Then we have three options. We have the fixed, the dynamically expanding, and then differencing. Fixed will give you a fixed drive size. If you delete or add data, the size is not going to change. Dynamically expanding will give you a dynamic disk. If you add stuff, the size change. If you delete stuff, the size change. So that's what we are going to be using for our experiment here. Then we click next. Then we need to give it a name. So I'm going to call this data. I'm going to call this data. Then we click next. Then we need to specify a size. I'm going to make the size 20 gig. So I'm going to make it 20 gig. So create a new blank virtual hard disk. That's what we are going to do. Then we click next. So it gives us a summary of the disk that we have created. We click finish. So basically this is how you create another virtual hard drive. Now we need to attach the virtual hard drive to the virtual machine. So make sure that your server is selected. Make sure that the server is selected. Then you come to the settings of the server. You come to the settings of the server. Then you go to settings. Now you click on the iSCSI controller. iSCSI controller. So it's going to ask you what do you want to do. So we want to add another hard drive. So you click add. Then it says what type of hard drive do we want to add. So we just click browse. Then we select our data and then say open, and then click apply, and then OK. So now that is how you attach the second hard drive. So it's now time to power on our virtual machine. So let me just click connect, and then the virtual machine is powering on. So I'm going to pause the recording, and then when it's done powering on, okay, so my system has powered on, so I just need to provide my administrator credential. And then it's going to log me in. So let's go check if our disk is available. Let's go check if our disk is available, and then we can prep the disk to be used on the system. Alright, so our system is up and running. We have not configured IP address or whatsoever. We've not done anything, but then we are just configuring the hard disk to make sure that the hard disk is okay. So let's click on the Windows Explorer down here. Now when you click on the Explorer, you notice that it's only one hard disk you see here. It's only one hard disk you see here. It's not a problem because the disk that we attached is a fresh disk, and therefore it's going to be blank and unallocated. So we have to prep the disk and then put it online. So right click on this PC and then go to manage. Oh, I forgot this is the server area, and so that will take you back to the server manager. I'm sorry, go to tools and then go to computer management. In server manager, go to tools and go to computer management. So this is going to bring up the device manager that we would have seen in the normal computer. So in the server environment, when you right click computer and go to manage, it's still going to bring you to the server manager. So now we have computer management console here, and then you click on disk management. So it's going to list all the disks that we have in this system. Alright, so you notice we have one disk here, 20 gig unallocated. So the first thing I want you to do is right click on the place where you have the disk 1. Right click on it and then say click online. So this is going to put the disk online. Then right click the same place again and then select initialize disk. So it's going to initialize the disk. Then we have two options. Which partition table do we wish to use? We can use GPT or we can use the master boot record. Any of them is okay, but then some disks do not accept, some operating systems cannot recognize the GPT. So let's go with the MBR. So select MBR and then click OK. So now our disk has been initialized and it is online. Now right click on the disk itself, 20 gig unallocated, and then go to new simple volume. Then we can click next. Then it's asking us what size do we want to use. So we want to use the entire size, so we click next. Then the drive letter we wish to use. Now we can also mount this disk into a folder. So even though it is a hard drive, it will be a folder on our system and then it will have that size 20 gig. But now we just want it to be a disk with a letter E. So we click next. Then what file system do we wish to use? Now we have NTFS, we also have the FAT32, and then we have the resilient file system. We'll come and talk about this later in a different video. Then we click next and then we click finish. So this is going to format the hard disk, and once the formatting is done and we come back here, we are going to see that we have two volumes here. So now we have two hard drives. One is our drive C and one is our drive E. So the folders and the files we are going to be creating are going to be on the drive E, and then the other stuff, the operating system, is going to run on the drive C. So this is how you add a second hard drive to your virtual machine. So in the event where you want to add multiple hard drives, you have to go through the same process that we went, and you can add another hard drive to your system. Thank you for watching. In the next video, we are going to perform the basic computer configuration like IP address, and then we'll join the server to the domain, and then from there we will look at how to share files and folders and properties. Thank you for watching.